Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US would bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Yesterday, we received a report from Borno State that Boko Haram terrorists strike Chibok again. They took the life of so many people. They burned houses. They burned churches. They adopted tens of hundreds of people, up to 800 according to the report. Now, I want you to follow me step by step in this video because I am about to tell you that this is a script. This is a template. You see, in Nigerian movies, most of the movies are similar because they use the same template. Everything going on in Nigeria today, they are templates of a script written by some persons who believe that they could do anything they would do in Nigeria. Now, fast track to 2014 during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. How many people were kidnapped in Chibok? There were children who were kidnapped, and after 2 days, imagine the First Lady of United States of America, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, the whole world, CNN, BBC, they were just announcing that Chibok girls were kidnapped, Nigeria is not safe. But worse than what happened in Chibok has happened again. Nobody is talking. This is an agenda they use to remove Goodluck Jonathan. But in this video, if you can follow me step by step, I am going to open your eyes to seeing the reason why I always tell you people that I personally don't believe that this Nigeria could work again. And if you can follow step by step everything I'm going to say in this video, maybe at the end of the video, you will come to conclusion with me. Now, let's go back to 2014. A president cried. Goodluck Jonathan shed tears. And why did he shed tears? Listen to him first.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned. Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep these things under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it. Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US would bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards. I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram. They are criminals. But as a president, of course, it's not the president that go to the field. You have security and intelligence officers that do the work. Let me admit that, yes, maybe they do their best, but their best was not good enough for us to recover the girls. That does not mean that I'm trying to remove myself from any blame. Yes, I may not be blamed for the action, but I could be blamed that my security and intelligence system are not strong enough to be able to rescue the girls.
The first thing they did against Goodluck Jonathan was to unleash the Amajiris against him. Goodluck Jonathan built school for them, of which they abandoned. If these Amajiri people, if they are not using it as a tool to destabilize the nation, I don't have that conscience to hide any truth in my mind, okay? If they are not using Amajiris to destabilize the nation, why is it that the school Goodluck Jonathan built for them, they abandoned the school? Why? Why do the government of the northern Nigeria abandon the schools Goodluck Jonathan built for the Amajiris? Why? That is a question Nigerians are not asking. Now, after the unleashment of the Amajiris against Jonathan to destabilize, the country, to make people feel that, oh, Nigeria is not working, of which I am still telling you today that Nigeria cannot work. After that, what did they do? They carried out the kidnapping of Chibok girls. That Chibok girls was not a terrorist act. It was masterminded by some persons who were in the government, especially of that Sokoto state then. Now, everything just happened. They painted Jonathan black and red, and after everything, the man shed tears. I was talking with one of the DSS who worked with Jonathan, who followed him always. The man was telling me that sometimes Goodluck Jonathan will just be walking, will be talking like somebody who is already, mad. Imagine a president, because he was frustrated out of that seat. And that is the same reason why I'm telling you that even though an angel eventually arrives at Aso Rock there and becomes Nigerian president, the angel can't do anything, because you people don't know Nigeria. I follow history, I follow trends, I study what happens step by step. That is why in this video, I am going to tell you that what is going on now is a trend that happened 2014. There is no difference, okay? Now, as I speak to you, the Chibok attack yesterday was more grievous than 2014. This is few days after reporting how these people are using the Amajiris to make sure that people will say, oh, this country is no longer good. Now, come to think of this, there are so many agitations in Nigeria. What is wrong with black man that we cannot come together as brothers and divide this country? Or the least, and put it in regional government, the least. What is wrong with us that we can't do this? You know why? Because we were not together from the beginning. 1914 is not far when they amalgamated Nigeria. Since the amalgamation of Nigeria, has things been working well? Absolutely no. If the North becomes president, the South will be sidelined. If the West becomes president, the North will feel they are sidelined. So there is no how the cohesion can continue in this manner. Anyway, let's go into the details of what transpired in Chibok yesterday. The militants affiliated with the Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP, a faction of Boko Haram, launched a brutal attack on 2 communities in Chibok local government area of Borno State. The assault resulted in significant loss of life, with the militants also setting fire to a church and numerous homes. Additionally, sources reveal to Sahara reporters that the attackers looted full supplies and livestock from the communities. Chibok gained international attention in April 2014 after insurgents launched a daring raid on the government girls' secondary school, adopting more than 300 students in a notorious incident that shocked the whole world. Believe me, go and fact check what I'm saying. Last year they adopted more than 300. It didn't shock the world, but that 2014 shocked the world, and they raised their hand because someone they perceive to be from southern extraction is there. Okay, now one of the residents said that the insurgent came into the Sakaku village around 2 p.m. on Sunday, shooting indiscriminately and burning houses. According to the sources, 2 siblings were among those who lost their lives during the attack on the village, which is a few kilometers away from Chibok headquarters of Chibok local government area. Sources said the terrorists killed villagers and also stole food items from people's homes. Another community in Chibok local government area, Zilang, was also invaded by gunmen on Monday night. One of the sources said the attacker started around 2 p.m. on Sunday in a village called Sikaku, where they killed an unknown number of villagers, including 2 brothers. Last night, around 11:30 p.m. in my house in Chibok, I started hearing heavy gunshot. The sound were coming from another village close to Chibok called Zilang. The villagers noticed the gunmen on time and quickly informed the Nigerian army. Our Ghana soldiers, with the support of the vigilante, quickly mobilized to the village and engaged the terrorists. The gun battle lasted from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. How many hours? Okay. I don't know the number of casualties now, but many houses, properties were destroyed. News of the attack came hours after the Borno State government confirmed the killing of 40 farmers in the community near Baga in Kukawa local government area. The Governor Babagana Zulum, while condemning the attack on Sunday by the government suspected to be Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists, also disclosed that many who escaped the attack were still being tracked to be reunited with their families. A statement on Monday by the Borno State Commissioner of Information and Internal Security, Professor Osman Tarhad, read, On Sunday, 12 January 2025, armed militants suspected to be Boko Haram swab attack some farmers and fishermen in Domba community near Banga, Kokwa local government area. Investigation has commenced on the circumstances behind this attack. Initial report indicates about 40 farmers have been killed, while many who escaped the attack are being traced for reunion with their families. Now, I want to ask an honest question. For those of you who don't understand Nigeria, and for those of you who will look at me and say, what is this guy saying? Who formed Boko Haram? That is the question. Who formed Boko Haram? Do you know that the person who formed this group is still working freely? Oh, in case you don't know who formed Boko Haram, listen to Femi Fandana.
God is very important. Who started the Boko Haram crisis in Borno State? A governor, Modu Ali Sheriff, addressed the press 2 days ago and attempted to insult the collective intelligence and memory of Nigerians by denying any links with the dangerous, dreaded Boko Haram sect. I did reply him yesterday, and I'm expecting him to sue me, because he said he wanted to sue an Australian. You don't need to go to Australia. What you are looking for in Sokoto is in the pocket of your Sokoto. I'm ready to join issues with him, because not only did he sponsor that organization by providing funds for them, in 2003, he had a deal with the Boko Haram sect to get him to win the election. And if he won his re-election, he will compensate the organization. When he won that election, he appointed Alhaji Bugu Foy as the Commissioner for Religious Affairs to implement Sharia in that state. When the man attended the first Executive Council meeting, he discovered that they were all talking about contracts and how to steal money. So he went back to the camp, the Boko Haram camp, and said, where you send me to is Gida Barawi, the house of thieves. I can no longer be part of them. So he was asked to resign, and that was how Foy resigned from the government of Mutu Sharif. So to say that you don't know them is the greatest lie. I was just reminded this morning by somebody from Borno State that something was missing in my press statement. That in 2013, 2012, October 10, Alhaji Mudu Sharif was arrested in Cameroon on grounds of his Boko Haram connection. But the government here pleaded with the Cameroonian authorities to release him, because he's a big man here. He cannot be arrested. But 2 weeks ago, a special envoy of President Goodluck Jonathan, Reverend Stephen Sin Davis, told the whole world that Alhaji Sharif, the former chief of army staff, Jerika, and some senior officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria have been funding the Boko Haram sect. Up till now, the government has not reacted to this very important information. So when you are looking for the sponsors of Boko Haram, I think we now know where they are. But what is very disturbing is the fact that currently Nigerian soldiers are refusing to fight. A part of Nigeria has been annexed by the Boko Haram sect, and they have named the place the Caliphate Republic. As of this morning, not less than 10,000 Nigerians are in Cameroon as refugees. They've left their homes, and we want to warn both the APC and the PDP, the two ruling parties in Nigeria, dominant parties, to stop politicizing the Boko Haram menace. What is required on the part of all of us is to unite and fight this dangerous phenomenon. But to start pointing accusing fingers because a former member of the APC has now moved to the PDP where he rightly belongs. when he was with you, he was not a Boko Haram sponsor. Now that he has left, he's gone back to PDP, he has suddenly...
With all these things, how would you convince me that there is a country called Nigeria? For me, nothing. If people who from Boko Haram can be working free and somebody like CDS is telling the whole world that they are tracking the sponsors and someone who form it, who are you supposed to track first? If you couldn't track someone who is working free, who is the sponsor of Boko Haram, then how do you track the sponsors? In September 15, 2021, United Arab Emirates released the numbers of people the names and numbers of people who are sponsoring terrorists in Nigeria. Up to today, the Nigerian government did not do anything, absolutely nothing. There is something going on, and this is a template. This is Goodluck Jonathan's template. That is what I call it. The template they used to destabilize the nation during Goodluck Jonathan is on course today. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I did not tell you. We are living in a blind tribe. Nigeria is like a blind nation. Even though you are a professor, you are this, you are that, as far as you are living in a blind tribe, you could be blind. So, I have said what I said. Go and fact check everything I said in this video. Let me know what you think on the comment section.